This will be my 20-slide pechakucha presentation on basically how I developed through this class and how my mindset and viewpoints started to change as the class progressed over time. So it's going to be 20 slides, and each slide will have 20 seconds of dialogue to equate to 7 minutes of total time. My view over time has definitely changed in this class. I realized that I may have lived my life kind of ignoring social problems and what was going on in the real world, and I never really took the time to understand or grasp social issues and how they can affect me and the people around me. This class has given me the gift of not turning a blind eye to the world's problems. It has given me better insight on the world and its real problems, and I feel like because of this class, I've been able to develop a caring personality and more caring behavior out of better understanding. So to understand this class, the first thing we really have to understand is a social problem. And a social problem is a problem that influences many citizens within a society. It is also a common problem that everyone in a modern society will face or will experience to some degree. Global goals. So this class has given me a much better understanding of global goals and what we as a society and group of people and even as a species aim for collectively. So this could be anywhere from free education to better healthcare to making sure everyone has access to clean water. This class has definitely made me understand what we as people aim for. Privilege. So I was very narrow-minded about privilege, and I didn't really understand that there were certain things such as male privilege and white privilege. Because of this class, I realized that my old views about everyone being born equal and treated the same are actually incorrect, and there are huge disparities between people of race, color, and gender. Indigenous education. In this unit, I learned a lot about Canada's dark history. I learned of the horrors that early Canadians committed, whether that was forced education or segregation towards Indigenous groups. I learned that there was a huge mistreatment of Indigenous people in our country, especially in our early years. Anti-racism. In this chapter, I was taught a lot about racism. It showed me that even though as a society we have improved in our racial stereotype and our racial outlook, we still are not near perfection. And racism is still a very relevant problem in modern society that affects many people of color in day-to-day life. These issues is the cycle of despair. It's a cycle in which people in low-income neighborhoods, such as black neighborhoods, are forced into high-policed areas that lead to more arrests, and therefore the money bringers of families are put to jail, increasing the poverty in those families and in those neighborhoods that later on increase police activity and then increase jail sentences. It's a cycle of despair. Poverty. I learned how poverty affected Canadians, and that more Canadians were affected by this than I may have originally realized. And that food banks were a major part in helping Canadians survive their financial struggles. I myself have been a victim of poverty, so this chapter really hit deep for me and helped me understand that other people were struggling just like me. How poverty affected me. So this is going to be a little personal, but I grew up with a single mother and she had 2 kids, me and an eldest brother. So in my early days, we weren't super well off. We lived in a fourplex with other families. We couldn't always afford the most lavish things, and I definitely related to this chapter because of my experiences. How I eventually made it out of poverty. Now this is a little bit personal as well, but because of my mom's super hard work and my grandma and grandpa from Russia buying a house for us in a better neighborhood, we were actually able to financially recover and stand on our own feet. And my mom was able to work hard enough to take care of us, and we were able to afford school and all the luxuries modern life has to offer. Addiction. I learned of the severe side effects of addiction and how it can ruin someone's life and the people around them. See, addiction is something that sticks with someone for a long time. It's not easy to break, and it can have detrimental effects on someone's livelihood and the people around them, like their family and their loved ones. How learning about addiction helped me. So, I'm currently going into policing, and addiction is a huge topic in policing. Because of this unit, I was able to better grasp and understand why people become addicted, how they become addicted, and how to properly get them help, which are all going to be super useful for me in the future of policing. my fight with nicotine. So, learning about addiction actually helped me quit nicotine because I really wasn't understanding that I was being a victim of the drug and of nicotine, and I was becoming a victim of addiction. So, because of this class, I went cold turkey and I was actually able to quit juuling altogether. Human trafficking. Human trafficking is a way bigger issue than I previously realized. It disgusts me how people are taken advantage of and how they can be traded and forced to do things against their will. Even in today's society, when I consider that they're taking children off the street and forcing them to labor camps or sexually abusing them, it's absolutely horrifying, and it's something I wish to fight against as a police officer. How human trafficking will affect me in the future. So because of the human trafficking unit, I learned that human trafficking is a serious issue and that it actually can threaten me and my future family's well-being and safety. As kids are being taken off the street, I will come to learn better ways and methods of keeping my children safe and keeping out a watchful eye. Who I want to become with my new knowledge. Because of this class, I feel like my viewpoints are definitely opening up, and I as a person am developing new mental views that I was not or did not have earlier. Because of this class, I really think I'm going to develop as a better person because I understand social problems and issues a lot better than I previously did. To expand some more on the previous slide, my view opening. So, as I mentioned earlier on, my views were very narrow-minded, and I kind of didn't take the time to consider other issues and other problems people were facing. Everything revolved around me, and because of this class, I know this now, that social issues are issues that affect everyone, including me, and that I should care more about them. Thank you. Thank you for watching the video and the PowerPoint. This class has definitely affected me in a good way, and I can't wait to use the skills and social understanding that I've learned in this class in the future. I can't wait to develop as a person better and to understand world and social issues better. So thank you so much for teaching me.